This is Nick Nielsen, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a really cool technique that I call weight increaser bench press. Now, if you're familiar with the concept of weight releasers, this is where you have weight hanging off the ends of the bars so that you can have more weight on the eccentric. When you come to the bottom, those weights release, unloading the bar, and you power up out of the bottom with lighter weight. This is a way to get more activation in the muscles of the chest, shoulders, triceps. Now, if you don't have weight releasers, or even if you do, you're going to want to give this method a try. Weight increasing. So I've got a pair of green bands hung from the rack here. What we're going to do here is grab the bands with two fingers, just your index and your third finger. The other three fingers wrap around and grip the bar. These are going to clip onto the bar, clamp that band down. You are got in the rack, lower that bar basically as a reverse band bench press, which takes up a lot of the weight as you're lowering to that bottom position. Well, not a lot, but depends on how much weight you've got on the bar. At that very bottom position, that moment where normally you would also basically restart the movement and come back up, you're going to, boom, open up those two fingers, release the bands. They're going to snap back up. Don't worry about that. They're not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Then at that exact moment, you are going to drive with your legs. You're going to power that bar out of the bottom position. This instantaneous increase in load at the bottom, which is more than what your body is expecting, dramatically ramps up muscle activation. You get the myotatic reflex out of the bottom, just lights up those chest muscles, shoulders, triceps, everything. It's a fantastic way to develop strength and power out of the very bottom of the bench press. So here's what it looks like. Use kind of a small or medium band for these when you're doing these. There's a specific way you're going to need to grip onto these as well. Instead of lying in position first, you're actually going to have to sit up a little bit, reach over top of the bar to get these here, because if you try and grip underneath, it's not going to work, you'll see. So grip over, bring them down, clamp on just exactly as you normally would for a regular barbell bench press. Again, unrack, lower, release, and at that moment of release, boom, power it up. Here's what it looks like. So that's what the technique looks like. Now, as you can see, it's really easy as you're coming down to that bottom position. Once you release those bands and do so at the exact same time to make sure you're stabilized on either side, you really want to power out of that bottom. Give it everything you've got. Because that's a sudden increase in load that your body's not expecting, it's going to be slow. Even if it's a weight that you absolutely can do, for whatever 6 to 8 reps, it's going to be slow going because of that instant ramp up in load. Now, in terms of reps, aim for 3 to 6 reps on this. You don't want to go too light. You also don't want to go too heavy. So do something you can do for 3 to 6 reps. You're going to be resetting in between every single rep, which takes about 10 to 15 seconds, which is basically the equivalent of doing a single rep cluster set. So every single set, you're resetting into perfect position. You're getting that bar all set, and you're doing a perfect rep. Then you're resetting, and you're doing it again. So this is a great way to train very specific movement patterns using a single rep of bench press each time. So get a pair of bands, give this one a shot. Like I said, these bands do snap back, but they're not even close to anywhere they're going to hurt you. They're just going to slap into the rack, the rails of the rack, and nothing's going to get hurt. Bands won't get hurt, you won't get hurt. So Give this one a try. Fantastic for developing power out of the bottom. You're really going to feel everything across your entire chest. It's going to target that bottom position exactly.